There was a rush for the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine at several mass sites on Saturday, including at the Centre Pointe Mall in Chaguanas. The president of the Supermarkets Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Rajiv Diptee, estimates that almost 2,000 people would have showed up at that site, saying he was surprised to see the large turnout. Sunil Lalla reports.
From as early as 6 a.m., people lined up outside of the Centre Pointe Mall eager to get vaccinated with the Pfizer COVID-19 jab. The Pfizer vaccine, which was only being administered to students, teachers and healthcare workers previously, was open to the general public following an announcement by the Prime Minister on Friday that 50,000 doses would be available to the population. Supermarket Association President Rajiv Diptee says in the recent past, between 200 to 300 persons were showing up to get vaccinated daily and believes the Prime Minister's announcement had a renewed effect on people to get inoculated.
And that would tell you the appetite of what people really want, because it's been really inclement weather with the gusty winds, as well as the rains and the traffic to get here. But persons have been extremely stubborn about waiting for the vaccine of their choice. And at this point in time, that is overwhelmingly Pfizer.
Mr. Diptee says the association was allocated a few hundred Pfizer doses, but alerted the relevant authorities to receive more during the day.
It's an ongoing dialogue. So we are plugged into our network where we do get feedback should we require more. So this is something that we alerted them to very early this morning.
Saturday was the last day of operation for the Supermarket Association's mass vaccination site, and Mr. Diptee believes they would have contributed to vaccinate close to 70,000 people, 60,000 of which would have been fully vaccinated.
These kind of mass sites, it's human service. It's been very expensive. It's been very much a giving service, and at some point in time it all has to come to an end.
Mr. Diptee assures, though, that arrangements are in place for people to receive their second dose of the vaccine at another RHA or mass vaccination site. But he says the association will reconsider whether to reopen a mass vaccination site in the future. Sunil Lalla, TTT News.
A similar scene at Gulf City Mall in San Fernando. MP for San Fernando West, Attorney General FARIS RAWI, who was at the vaccination site in his constituency, said the turnout was unexpected but welcomed. He was there to assist with deployment of resources.
Good news in terms of the volume of turnout. We're adding further resources right now. We're going to open a few more desks at this point. Right now I'm concerned about social distancing. So you heard me on the PA a short while ago asking people to have a little bit of patience. We're pulling out the vulnerable, meaning our elderly and people who are attending with wheelchairs, etc., to have them treated differently.
When TTT News visited the mall, the Attorney General shared on efforts being made to ensure that there were enough vaccines to meet the demand at the site.
I've spoken to the Ministry of Health, and what I want to ensure is that we have the vaccination supply available. I've spoken specifically to the Minister himself, to the coordinating doctor at the Ministry of Health, and to the SWRHA, so that at the site that we have supervision for in San Fernando West, because Gulf City is in San Fernando West, we want to make sure that we have an adequacy of supply.
7 more lives have been lost due to COVID-19, pushing this country's death toll to 1,325. The latest deaths include 3 elderly males, 2 middle-aged males with comorbidities, 1 middle-aged man and 1 young adult man without comorbidities. The Ministry of Health adds there are also 187 new infections. Meanwhile, there have been 237 recovered community cases, while the number of COVID-19 patients in hospital currently stand at 287. As at 4 p.m. on Saturday, over 517,000 persons were vaccinated with at least 1 dose, while over 411,000 people were considered fully vaccinated.